Welcome back to another Fitness Made Simple explainer. Today, we're taking a literal sledgehammer to one of the biggest, most stubborn myths out there, especially when it comes to women's fitness. We're talking about that deeply ingrained belief that lifting weights is just going to automatically make you, quote-unquote, bulky. If you have ever hesitated in the free weights section, worried that picking up anything heavier than a little pink dumbbell is suddenly going to turn you into a massive bodybuilder overnight, well, this explainer is exactly for you. We're going to break down the science, the actual biology, and the reality of what happens when women lift weights, and why it's probably the missing piece to achieving the exact body you want. Okay, let's dive into this. I hear this exact quote all the time. I want to tone my body, but I just don't want to become too muscular. And honestly, I completely understand where this fear comes from. It's a totally valid concern because for years, the fitness industry fed women a very specific and frankly, very incorrect story. We were told that endless cardio was the magical secret to weight loss, right? And that weights were strictly for the guys. We were told to just stick to tiny dumbbells, do 1,000,000 reps, avoid lifting heavy at all costs, and just obsess over burning calories. But that advice hasn't just been unhelpful. It's actively kept women from reaching their goals. The simple truth is, weightlifting absolutely does not automatically make you bulky. Before we go any deeper, we really need to redefine what we're talking about here, starting with that magic word, toned. Everyone wants to be toned, but what does that actually mean biologically? Well, biologically speaking, being toned simply means having enough muscle to create a shape, combined with low enough body fat to visibly see that shape. You literally cannot reveal a shape that doesn't exist. A lot of times when women start lifting and suddenly feel a bit bulky, what's really happening is that they are building muscle underneath their existing body fat. So visually, the body might feel a little thicker at first. But that isn't the weights making you bulky. It just means your overall body composition needs a little time to catch up. You absolutely have to build the muscle first to ever achieve that tight, sculpted look. Now, what's really interesting about this is what the science actually shows us. One of the biggest misunderstandings is that people think they'll lift weights for a couple weeks and suddenly wake up looking huge. But the data tells a completely different story. A massive 2019 meta-analysis on resistance training in women found that after an average of 15 full weeks of consistent training, women gained an average of only 1.45 kilograms of muscle mass. I mean, really think about that. That's just about 3 pounds of muscle after almost 4 months of really hard work. Their strength improved dramatically, they became vastly more capable, but they absolutely did not suddenly become huge. Noticeable muscle growth takes serious time, high volume, and deliberate consistency. To really put this fear into perspective, fearing accidental bulk is literally like avoiding a morning jog because you don't want to accidentally become an Olympic marathoner. It just doesn't work like that. The physiques you see in professional bodybuilding, those require an extreme, highly specific lifestyle. We are talking about years of high training volume, progressive overload, living in a constant calorie surplus just to intentionally gain mass, and perfectly structured nutrition. You will never, ever accidentally look like someone who trains and eats like a professional bodybuilder. It's just biologically impossible for the casual lifter. The body you're afraid of requires a monumental level of commitment that you simply aren't going to stumble into by mistake. Let's compare the two standard approaches for a second. When most women say they want to lose weight, what they really mean is they want their clothes to fit better, they want a tighter waist, and they want firm arms. If you only focus on cardio and eating super small portions, yes, you're gonna burn calories and lose weight. But you're probably also going to lose muscle, which leaves you as a smaller, but much softer version of yourself. This is exactly why people can lose 10 kilos and still not actually like how they look. Weightlifting, on the other hand, is a real game changer because it actively reshapes your body. It builds the muscle that creates that toned look, while fat loss just reveals it. If your goal is a tight waist, strong legs, and firm arms, weights are not your enemy. They are literally your ultimate tool. Okay, so here is the exact panic moment for so many women, and we really need to clear the air on it. You start a great lifting routine, you're putting in the work, and after 2 or 3 weeks, the scale doesn't budge. Or worse, it ticks up a little bit. Instant panic, right? Suddenly that little metal scale feels like your worst enemy. You're thinking, see, I knew it, I'm getting bulky. But please hear this, that is almost certainly just temporary water retention. When you start resistance training, your body has to repair muscle tissue, which causes a completely natural inflammatory response. Your muscles also start storing more glycogen for energy, and guess what? Glycogen physically holds onto water. So your body can definitely feel a little different, and the scale might spike well before it shows clear fat loss. It is not instant fat, and it is definitely not instant bulky muscle. So, the crucial point is, You have got to stop letting that little metal box dictate your success. Do not judge your progress solely by scale weight. Instead, you need to track your true progress with these real, tangible indicators. Take your waist measurements. Snap some progress pictures every couple of weeks. Notice how your clothes are starting to fit differently, maybe around your shoulders, your thighs. Pay attention to your strength progress. Are you lifting slightly heavier or with way better control? How are your energy levels? Have you noticed your posture improving? Sometimes the scale is incredibly slow to move because you are simultaneously losing fat and gaining or preserving heavy, dense muscle tissue. That is not a failure, guys. That is a total body transformation. Another massive fear we gotta conquer is the fear of heavy weights. That whole idea that light weights tone you and heavy weights bulk you up. Yeah, that is completely inaccurate. The beautiful truth is that your body does not know the number written on the side of the dumbbell. It can't read. It only understands tension, effort, volume, and recovery. Actually, according to the American College of Sports Medicine, moving from zero resistance training to even just some resistance training is one of the single most meaningful steps an adults can take to improve their muscle function. As long as you maintain good technique, control the movement, and challenge yourself appropriately, lifting a heavier weight isn't dangerous, and it is not going to make you huge. It's simply going to make you stronger and way more capable. And this brilliantly illustrates why we need to shift our mindset entirely away from just pure aesthetics. Look at this amazing list of benefits from the Mayo Clinic. Strength training preserves muscle mass, which naturally drops off as we age. It increases bone density, which is absolutely crucial for long-term health. It actively supports a healthy, firing metabolism, protects your joints, and significantly improves your overall balance. I mean, this is so much bigger than just looking good in the mirror or fitting into a specific dress size. These are lifelong benefits that empower women to stay fiercely capable, resilient, and completely independent as they get older. Avoiding weights just because you're scared of getting bulky means you are missing out on one of the greatest health tools available to us. Now, I also want to directly address a deeply personal worry for a lot of women: the fear that getting strong is going to make you look masculine. Let me be incredibly clear on this point. Strength does not remove femininity. Having muscle does not remove femininity. Being physically capable does not make you any less elegant. You can lift weights, train really hard, and still look absolutely elegant and lean. A smart, goal-oriented training program is totally customizable. If you want a lean, athletic look, well, you train for a lean, athletic look. You don't train like a competitive open-weight bodybuilder. We absolutely need to shatter this outdated idea that being a strong, capable woman somehow diminishes who you are. If anything, it only enhances your confidence. Let's move to and see how this builds into a practical, actionable roadmap you can start using today, completely fear-free. Here is exactly how you safely start this journey. Step 1, aim for just 2 to 4 strength sessions per week. Focus on full body compound movements and nail down your technique. Step 2, eat enough protein to help those muscles recover and keep your calories aligned with your actual goals. Step 3, like we talked about, track your progress way beyond just that bathroom scale. Rely on your photos and measurements. And step 4, which is honestly the most important of the whole shebang, be completely consistent for 8 to 12 weeks. Don't judge the process after just 7 days. You got to give your body the time it needs to truly adapt and transform. I want to leave you with one final empowering thought to chew on. Are you really going to let the fear of getting bulky keep you from becoming strong? Weightlifting gives you options. It gives you the option to shape your body, protect your long-term health, and age with some serious grace and power. The weights themselves are never the problem. Following the wrong plan is the problem. When the plan is dialed in, strength training literally becomes your ultimate superpower for building a leaner, more defined, and incredibly confident version of yourself. So stop being afraid of becoming strong and step right into what your body is truly capable of. Thank you for watching and see you soon for the next one.